What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with Let's Get Into the Blogs. I believe this is 134 or 135. One of the two, I can't be for sure. But yeah, you guys, this has been an interesting week, you guys. I should have done a separate video for the first story we're gonna talk about. Should have been they cutting the fool, because I thought this video was gonna be long. I'm gonna try my hardest to keep it at least to 40 to 50 minutes. That is the goal, because I don't want to edit a long video, but hey, if I have to, then I have to. But these are going to be the hot topics for the week of, what week are we on? Let's take a look and see what week we are in, you guys. This is the week of April 19th through April 25th, you guys. Now, before we do get into these stories, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and discuss what is hot and what's trending this week, shall we? All right, you guys, so the first story. Actually, nope, not the first story. Before we even get into it, this is just something that that is in my personal life that I need to talk about it, because whoa, it's been a mess with my classmates and on Facebook this week. So, and I just want y'all's opinion. Like, how would y'all feel if y'all were me? So I have a classmate. We weren't like best friends or nothing like that. We were, cordial. We were associates. Like, she speak to me, I speak to her. We cool. That, should be called it, every time we see each other, it's hey boo, right? And I feel like it'll still be that way, but oh God, it's just interesting, right? So for the sake of this story, I'm going to change everybody's name, right? So the person that I'm cool with, her name, we're going to call her, for the sake of this story, we're going to call her Monica, right? We're going to call her Monica. And then there are two other people in this story. And for the sake of the story, we're going to call the guy, we're going to call him John, right? And the other girl, we're going to call her Ashley. So Ashley, John, Monica, right? Now, Ashley, John, and Monica are part of my class, right? We all graduated from the same school, same year, so we are all classmates. So Ashley and Monica, they were a part of our drill team, right? So we call them brigadettes at my school, right? They were all a part of the same, they were on that team, right? And the whole 4 years of high school, they were good friends with each other, right? And Monica dated another one of our classmates, and John and that ex-boyfriend, they both on a football team. That's just a long ass story, right? But in high school, these two I never saw them interact with each other. They probably did interact with each other, but not like that, right? So Ashley and John, they got together somewhere between, I don't even think they've been married for 10 years at this point, because I feel like they got married 2016, 2017, somewhere along that lines, right? I think that's when they got married. So they haven't really been married for 10 years at this point, right? But I was on Facebook this week, right? And so on my Facebook page, I see Monica and John together. I was like, okay, they took a picture together, cool. Didn't think nothing about it. But I was also looking at the picture like, wow, y'all are insanely close in this picture. And I know that Monica and Ashley, they may not be like they were when we were in high school, but I remember they were friends with each other, right? I'm like, y'all are very close. So then I go to Monica's, I look at her comments, and everybody saying, what a pretty, beautiful couple, black love. I said, say what now? Black love? And I was like, but him and Ashley were together. So I go to Ashley's Facebook page. Ashley done changed her name back to her maiden last name. I said, oh. So I have a current modern day Portia, Simon, and Fallon. And my class reunion is coming up in 2 years. So I texted my best friend and I was like, girl, we going to that class reunion, because we got to see if Ashley, I said their real names to my best friend, but Ashley, Monica, and John, we got to see if they go to the class reunion. She's like, we sure do. That is crazy to me. That shit is crazy to me, bro. Like, because Much like with Portia, I don't see, even with the difference with Portia was she brought Fallon on to Real Housewives of Atlanta. They weren't real friends. They weren't friendly. They hadn't been, like, they weren't in community with each other. But these three were classmates with each other. We've known each other for years. Oh God, it's just a mess. It's a mess. And Monica is on Facebook posting her and John, like pictures of her and John all day this week. I saw nothing but a couple pictures of them. I was like, oh wow, you really ain't got no shame, girl. I mean, I ain't mad at you. Well, it ain't my business, but damn, I don't know if I would be doing that. I really truly don't know if I would be doing that. But hey, it's her life. If she like it, I love it. That's all I really got to say about that. But yeah, you guys, that's really all I want to talk about first. Let me know how you guys would feel if you were like, because this is messy. And like I said, this is somebody that I was cool with. That was my girl. That was my boo. Now I kind of look at her a little sideways, just a little sideways. But let's go ahead and pause here and get into the stories. All right, you guys. So remember, I said I'm gonna try my hardest to keep this as short as I can, but I don't necessarily know that that's gonna be possible, especially with this first story. So the first story up, you guys, none other than Shannon Sharpe. This is the one that I said should have been a standalone video for They Cutting the Fool. It really should have been. But let's start talking about Shannon Sharpe. So Shannon Sharpe has a lawsuit against him for sexual assault and rape, right? And it's a $50 million lawsuit brought on by Tony Busby. And I was like, oh God, this clown. So you guys remember Tony Busby was the one with Jay-Z and all that kind of stuff, right? I have so many thoughts and so many opinions when it comes to this, like a lot of thoughts and opinions. And I mean, you guys will tell me how you feel, honestly. But when it comes to Tony Busby, I don't take it that seriously. I do take the woman's, allegations. Like, we believe the victims over here. Like, I believe the victims, right? But the problem that I do have is there's so many things in this lawsuit that is like, you kind of look at it like, really? But neither here nor there, right? But Tony Busby, he's bringing this against Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe wants to try to say that this is a shakedown and this is an attempt to go at a black man. Okay, I would give you that. I'll give you it might be a shakedown. I'll let you have that part, right? But for you to use Jay-Z and try to say that Tony Busby is coming after another black man, it's like, black man, you put yourself in this position to be a victim, whatever you want to call it, right? You put yourself in this position for this situation, right? And when I think about Tony Busby, I think of also like Lisa Bloom and Gloria Allred, how some of the cases they've involved themselves in, you'd be like, okay, whatever, right? But it says here, Shannon, this is talking about him stepping away from ESPN. I don't want that. Oh, wow, another woman. Now, also in this case, the woman that brought against this lawsuit against him, she was known as Jane Doe. But Shannon has put her name out there. I was like, oh, God, why would you do that? Then at the same time, so we find out that Shannon and this girl, I think they've had a 2-year situationship, relationship, depends on who you ask. If you ask her, it's a relationship. If you ask Shannon, it was just him and her having fun, right? But she was 19, he met her at the gym, he pursued her, right? And so the thing that blows me with this case with Shannon is the fact that you asked this young lady to sign an NDA. She did not sign an NDA, but you continue to pursue her and have sex with her. Why would you do something so insanely stupid? Like if I'm someone of a certain status, or even have not even status, just status, money, anything like that, right? Where I have something that I could lose if said person tries to come after me or extort me for stuff, I wouldn't put myself in that position, especially if she won't sign an NDA. Because then if she won't sign an NDA, that would make me question, like, okay, why won't you sign an NDA? It's me and you having fun. I don't want nobody, either I don't want nobody to find out what we're doing, or I don't want a situation like what Shannon is currently going through, right? So you can tell me how you feel, right? You can tell me how you feel. Because I just don't I don't know. And then the girl is 19. Here's my thing. I don't want to say, me personally, I would never date somebody who is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I would probably say 25 and up, but that's still leaving a hard note. 25 is still probably a hard note for me, but anything younger than that, especially between 18 and 21, hell no, I couldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Also, Shannon, your preference is what's getting you in this trouble, right? Now I'm gonna read this one to you because it says Michelle Evans. It says Michelle Evans filed a suit against Shannon Sharpe in New York in 2023, nearly 2 years before another woman suing him under the name Jane Doe accused Sharpe of raping her in her lawsuit filed in Nevada earlier this week. It says Sharpe has strongly denied the allegations in the Nevada lawsuit, claiming that the relationship had been consensual and called the lawsuit a shakedown. It says in the New York complaint obtained by People, Evans, who is representing herself, claims that she had been in a relationship with Sharpe for nearly a decade, ending in 2010, when she says they got into an argument over his alleged infidelity. Evans alleges Sharpe then requested that the two have sex, and that she refused. It says here the defendant proceeded to forcibly subdue me, compelling me to my knees, and subsequently engaging in non-consensual oral penetration, the complaint alleges. Despite my protest, he persisted in this violation. Now, this Michelle, is that the Michelle from that line that he did? Oh, Michelle, that's my Michelle. That's my Michelle. Oh, God, I never want to hear that ever again, right? It says Evans further claims the assault continued beyond the alleged forcible oral sex. Thereafter, Shannon's coercion escalated as he maneuvered me onto the bed and achieved non-consensual vaginal penetration, all the while proclaiming his intent to make it so no other man would want me, Evans alleges. Though Evans is not suing Sharpe for sexual assault, she claims he threatened to ruin her reputation and that the ensuing media commentary would rife with defamatory commentary, assailing my professional reputation. Oh. Now, Shannon, that dude kind of sounds similar to the other girl a little bit but yeah, so the other girl, the Jane Doe that he revealed her name, what is her name? Gabby, something like that. She's an OnlyFans model. And I was like, okay, what was the purpose of you putting that out there? If she was an OnlyFans model, you knew that at some point. You knew that shit, right? So it's been a back and forth with Shannon and this young lady because Shannon released some text messages about her. She released text messages about him. She released audio that people were trying to say was doctored, but I heard that audio and I don't think it was doctored. What I do think when it comes to the audio with Shannon, I do feel like it might have been leading a little bit, right? I do feel like she was trying to lead him into certain things because, she was saying, I asked you to wear a condom. You didn't. I told you to stop. You didn't, right? And then he talking about choking her. But I also took that to mean that you guys are into some kinky stuff, right? Because in one of the text messages, she's talking about put a big black baby in her. Now, here's my thing. When it comes to, kinks and all that kind of stuff, I don't kink shame nobody. But the one kink that I will never, ever understand in my life is race play. Be it two men, a man and a woman, I don't understand how y'all get off on that. Black men and black women, well, not women, but black men. It's mostly black men that I see. Straight black men and gay black men. Y'all get off on that race play shit with these white men and white women. I don't get it. The big black C word. No. Because I've had people ask me, do you have a BBC? I do not. And that ends the conversation. The minute you mention anything BBC or even say the C word, I can't with you. I cannot with you. That's going to be the end of our conversation, right? And someone asked me once, like, why do black men get so offended when we say BBC? I was like, because it makes us feel like you guys only want, it makes us feel that a white person, Hispanic person, it makes us feel that you only want to be with us because y'all are buying into the stereotype that all black men are well endowed, right? And so it makes it seem like it's a kink and a fetish for you. I am not your kink and I am not your fetish. And I've said that plenty of times to people, like, I am not your kink and I'm not your fetish. If you want to experience your first time with a black man, it the fuck won't be me. It won't fucking be me. It'll never be me. So it says, so yeah, I'm, again, here's my thing when it comes to Shannon. Like I said, I'm not judging him by no means, but if that's your kink, right? But like Monique told you, get you a wholesome black woman. Get you a wholesome older black woman. Get somebody your fucking age, right? What conversation, like here's my thing. What kind of conversation are you and this girl having? You're 55. She's 19, 20. What kind of conversation? Yeah, I mean, y'all ain't having no kind of conversations besides sex. That's it. What do y'all have in common? What do y'all have in common is the real question. Like, I just don't. If Shannon likes it, I love it. But like I said a few minutes ago, you pursued this girl. She didn't sign an NDA, and you still pursued her. You still had sex with her, right? You guys are into BDSM, and you guys are into race play. That's fine. Am I judging a race play? 1,000% judging a race play. I just don't understand that. I don't get that. Like, how do you get erect from that? Like, I'm curious. How does a man get erect from race play? Being called boy, being called nigga with the hard ER, the slave master, like all that shit. How do y'all get turned on by that? I'm just never gonna understand how you get turned on physically by some shit like that. That does nothing for me. Would never do anything for me. And I've seen it quite a bit on my social media, on my Twitter timeline, right? Like I see, and the funny thing is, when people start calling, especially like the black guys that I be seeing with white men, because I be seeing them, it be on my timeline. I'm like, I don't know, and here's the thing, I don't know how it's on my timeline, because again, I don't do race play. I'm not interested in it, but for some odd reason, that shit just ends up on my timeline. I'm like, race play, because I see it with black men with black men with white women, and I've heard them say call it a hard ER dick. Why? Why would you want like? And you no? Are you taking the enhancement drugs? Are you taking a male enhancement thing to keep you up? Because I'm sorry, that does nothing for me. That would do nothing for me. Because I've seen it. I'm like, how do you maintain that? Because the minute you say anything like that, it would go. I would be done. But then when they get called out for it by black people, they be like, oh, that's not something I'm into. They try to say, oh, that person's racist. You had sex with them for money. So of course it wasn't a problem until you got called out for it. So miss me with the bullshit, right? Now also Shannon. Now I don't know if this has been proven or not, but it says here that Shannon offered the girl $10 million, right? Now, would I have taken the $10 million and ran? Yes, right? So the thing with Shannon is if you offered her $10 million, my question to you then is, do you feel like she has something that will sway a court's decision? Like, that's my question to you. If you were willing to settle with her, then is there something that she may potentially have? Because I know he mentioned a video, and he's talking about it will be edited. But again, like I said, do I believe that Shannon and this girl are into BDSM and race play? Yes, right? Now, where I think the girl kind of got Shannon a little bit was, I think in one of the text messages she mentioned, like, again, like I said a minute ago, she told him to wear a condom. He didn't. She told him to stop. He didn't. And she said, Shannon, no means no. And I don't know if he responded back to her or not, but I did see that, and I'm like, damn, Shannon. Why would? Again, I don't have. Here's the problem. Here's what I'm gonna say one more time. I don't have a problem with black men that want to date white women. I don't have a problem with black men, that want to date white men. But I do have a problem when that's all you date. I do have a problem when that's all you date, and you criticize and you talk shit about black men and black women. That I do have a problem when it comes down to that. When you try to talk down on black men and black women, or be like, oh, my favorite line when it comes to black women, oh, they too ghetto, they too this, they too that. Or when it comes to black men who only date white men, oh, I'm not sexually attracted to black men, so you're not attracted to yourself? like that self hate shit is that's what I should have said. That self hate bullshit, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So Shannon has come out with a statement, you guys. So you guys know he's on ESPN. You guys know he has his podcast. You guys know he does the thing with Ocho, right? He works with the likes of Stephen A. Smith. You know, he has his Nike. Oh, that's what it is, Nightcap. He has Nightcap. He works with Stephen A. Smith. He works on his, he has his YouTube channel, right? And ESPN, right? So what he says is, my statement is found here, and this isn't the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. At this juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues. Shannon Sharpe. Now here's my thing, Shannon. Because one, you put the shit out in the media, so people now have a different, opinion of you, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a bad perception of Shannon, but I've been looking at Shannon sideways since the whole live situation happened, right? Where he said he accidentally went live with Michelle. I don't think you accidentally. Well, I don't think it. You didn't accidentally go live with Michelle, right? You intentionally went live with Michelle. And I think that's what spearheaded this stuff with him and this girl, because this girl was she was under some kind of impression that they were in a relationship with each other. I don't know how you thought you was in a relationship with the man when it really just seems like this was a sexual relationship and it never went anywhere besides the bedroom. So I don't know how you thought that y'all was in a relationship, but hey, if you thought you was in a relationship with the man, you thought you were in a relationship with the man. So I think this is spearheaded because of the whole Mama Michelle, right? Because she saw that and she was like, oh, hell no, like that's supposed to be my man, but he over there with Michelle. So she wanted him to apologize to her, right? And when she didn't get that, then I'm assuming this is what happened. Again, Shannon, I would feel bad for you if you didn't put yourself in this position. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna go back to the NDA. The young lady did not sign an NDA. If she didn't sign an NDA, why did you continue to pursue her? I don't give a fuck how big her ass ain't big because I saw a picture of it. But I don't give a fuck how flat her ass is. I don't give a damn how wet she is, how good her mouth is. I don't give a damn about none of that shit. You can find another woman that's willing to do the kinky shit, the freaky shit that she's into, and you would have been fine. But no, you wanted this lily white girl for some odd reason. And now this lily white girl might be your downfall. Just saying, Shannon. Stop thinking with the head down there and use this one. Use the one up here with the brain in it, not the one with the veins in it. Use the one with the brain and not the veins. But hey, that's all I got for Shannon, you guys. If you guys want to add to it, feel free to drop down there in the comment section. Well, this will be a premiere as well, so get down there in the comment section or in the live of the premiere, and we'll discuss it there, you guys. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next story, you guys, shall we? All right, you guys, so let's do a little bit of Real Housewives talk real quick. So the first story we're going to talk about is something that I didn't give a damn about when I saw it, and something that I still don't give a damn about today. Now, we know that Real Housewives of Potomac reunion aired, when the hell did it air? A few months ago, right? Because we got, after the reunion aired, Real Housewives of Atlanta premiered. So that was the beginning of March, I believe. So they were supposed to start filming, I believe, last month, but they didn't. They postponed filming. And so now, people have been speculating about who's going to be coming back for season 10 of Potomac. Now, I did see that season 10 of Potomac is currently airing. Right? I'm not airing, but currently filming. I'm pretty sure everybody is back. I'm pissed that Ashley Darby is coming back, but hey, it is what it is, right? But everybody have been speculating about who's coming back, right? People have been talking about Candace potentially coming back. People have talked about Candace coming back. Robin. I've heard people talk about Robin. Do I want Robin to come back? No. Am I gonna be upset if she come back? Not really. As long as that's in a friend capacity. If she comes back as a friend, I'm cool with that. If she comes back as a full-time housewife, I would have a problem with it. But neither here nor there. Now Mia, remember, Mia stormed off season 9's reunion when Giselle revealed that Mia lives in Atlanta. So, for some odd reason, Mia decided to put out a post this week letting us know that she is living in Atlanta and she is leaving Potomac. But I could have swore, if my memory serves me correctly, Mia also put on social media about 2 or 3 weeks ago that she and her family had relocated to Atlanta. So then Mia decides to put out this whole press release that she's moving to Atlanta, which I don't get why she did it, but I mean, okay, Mia, whatever. Let me find Mia's post and then I'll read it to you guys. But I just don't get it. So it says here from Mia, with every new season comes a new beginning, and I have some news to share. My family and I have made the decision to relocate to Atlanta. And with that, I will not be returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac next season. The past 4 seasons have been an unforgettable journey, one filled with growth, lessons, and more incredible memories. I want to thank Truly Original, Bravo, NBC Universal, and Andy Cohen for believing in me and giving me the space to share my story. To my castmates, thank you for the laughs, the lessons, the unforgettable moments. And to the amazing fans, girl, what fans? You got fans, Mia? Okay, you got fans. Your love and support has meant everything to me. I'll always carry that with me. The next chapter is already full of exciting opportunities, and I can't wait to take you along for the ride. Big things are coming. I don't just make headlines, I make history. Atlanta, brace yourself. The empire has expanded. Hashtag legacy in the making. Mia. You could have kept that, number one, because again, you already let us know you moved to Atlanta. You also was talking about how you would like to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Do I think Mia would be a good fit for the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Absolutely not. You're more of a fit for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Yeah, nah. Going over there with Kirk, Rashida, Carly Red, who else is on Love and Hip Hop? Yandy, Mendices, and who else? Scrappy, Bambi. Yeah, you and your little short man and your girlfriend going over there to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, have fun, spend your lives, do whatever you got to do. I do wonder, is Gordon down there in Atlanta with her? I wonder if Gordon is in Atlanta with her, but that's neither here nor there. Tell me, how do you guys feel about Mia announcing that she's left Potomac? Do you guys care? Will you guys miss Mia? Let me know. Also, you guys, like I said, season 10 is currently filming. Who do you guys want back for season 10 and who do you guys not want back for season 10? I can straight up tell you, I would have preferred if Ashley wasn't there. If Ashley Darby wasn't there, I would be ecstatic. But yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys think about that. And we're going to keep on with some Real Housewives talk, right? So since we're talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, I guess we can talk about Karen, Karen Huger. So Karen has only been in jail for 2 months, right? 2 months. Now Karen had applied for a work release, right? And it says here, who does this come to us from? I don't know who this is, but it says Karen Huger will have to serve out her full DUI sentence after being denied work release. It says we previously reported that Huger was charged with we already know that. We already know about the plea deal. Okay, so she now I think she got some people in the prison to sign off on this work release, but it had to go to a judge to be approved, and the judge was like, "Hell the fuck no, we ain't approving that, right?" Because it says here, the work release program allows inmates to leave the jail for a certain number of hours to maintain employment, participate in other approved activities, and get an education. After the inmate would return to their cells during the, oh, girl, Karen, you tried it. You tried it, Karen. You've only been in there for 2 months. Like, at least give it 6 months and then try that shit. But I did read that, Karen is racking up, you know, um, good credit points and stuff. So I did see that she could be out by November. I think that's what I read. So Karen, see, had you taken that plea deal, you probably wouldn't have to worry about this. But hey, you wanted to beat this case. Now look at it. Moving on, you guys. Tell me what you think about that with Karen. And continuing on with Housewives, we're going to move on down to Atlanta. So, newcomer to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kelly Farrell. Kelly is in a bit of a legal situation, right? So this is coming to us from Baller Alert, you guys. So it says Real Housewives of Atlanta newcomer Kelly Farrell is raising eyebrows after a new lawsuit accuses her of failing to pay the rent at her business. According to court documents obtained by In Touch, Farrell's landlord, The Prado, filed suit on March 26, accusing her of owing $101,140.64 in unpaid rent, interest, and late charges for Nana's Chicken and Waffles location in Sandy Springs, Georgia. I think this is the one that we saw on the show where her business partner was telling her that shit wasn't going to be open when she wanted it to be open. It says the 5-year lease signed in January of 24 was set to run through August of 2029. It says the suit claims Kelly breached the lease by failing to obtain required permits, failing to commence tenant improvements, failing to open the premise for business with the public, in addition to failing to pay rent. Despite being notified of these defaults multiple times between August 2024 and March 25, the landlord alleges she failed to cure the monetary default or the non-monetary defaults. The landlord also demands $13,453 in future rent and attorney fees if unpaid within 10 days. Kelly's rep responded claiming that her split from, how you pronounce this man's name? Chuvalo? I don't know how you pronounce that. This is in regard to her second location, which is underway, adding that financial delays stem from a contentious divorce and close to $160,000 in legal bills. They noted Kelly has been a successful entrepreneur for over 8 years, and said the Sandy Springs spot will be open by this summer. Farrell finalized her divorce from her husband in September 24, gaining primary custody of their 3 kids. Her ex briefly served jail time after failing to pay $14,889. The rep also claimed he hasn't paid what he owes her in child support and divorce settlements. Oh, Kelly. Oh, girl, that man is an asshole. I'm going to pray for you, girlfriend. I'm going to pray for you. But yeah, you guys, that's it for Housewives Talk. Let's go ahead and move on to the next story. All right, you guys. So the next story is still in the realm of reality TV. Let's talk about Love and Hip Hop. Now, you guys know I ain't watched Love and Hip Hop in about 2 years, I think. I feel like it's been 2 years that I've watched Love and Hip Hop. So, this is coming to us from 11 Alive in Atlanta. It says Love and Hip Hop Atlanta cast member faces burglary charge in Georgia. Police say reality star Carly Red, Carly fucking Red, you too fucking old for this dumb shit, but neither here nor there. Police say reality star Carly Red entered a home through a back door and stole a watch, birth certificate, and card. She's out on bond. DeKalb County reality TV personality Carly Red, whose legal name is Carter Lewis, was arrested this week and is facing felony burglary charge in DeKalb County. According to court documents, Lewis, known for her longtime role on VH1's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, was charged with burglary in the first degree. She was accused of entering a private home without permission and taking several personal items. A judge approved a warrant for her arrest on April 4th, and her bond was set at $15,000. The documents state that the incident happened between January 13th and 15th at a residential property. Prosecutors allege that Lewis entered the home through the rear master bedroom door and took items including a birth certificate, a watch, and a car belonging to the resident. A video cited in the affidavit reportedly shows Lewis in the garage looking through a window and entering the property. While police have not released the name of the person listed as the victim, Lewis's attorney confirmed it was her estranged husband. Okay, so it's her estranged husband. Carly, you doing again? Carly, you too fucking old for this shit, girl. Too fucking old. Lewis is being represented by Steve Sato, who also serves as legal counsel in President You Know Who's Georgia election interference case. According to Sato, Lewis turned herself in on April 23rd and was released shortly after on a consent bond. No court date is currently listed on the public docket. The warrant taken out on April 4th alleges Carly's husband is the claimed victim. As everyone knows, Carly and her husband are in the midst of a divorce proceeding, and her husband has previously been charged in Fulton County with family violence battery against her. Oh, wow. I am very confident Carly's case will be resolved favorably, her attorney said in the statement. The case remains under investigation by the DeKalb County Police Department. Again, Carly, you're too fucking old for this shit. Why did you marry that man? Like, didn't he have a baby on you before you got married to him? Bitch, Carly would do anything for a fucking storyline on that show. Like, again, who was on that show? I've asked that question plenty of times. Who was still on Love and Hip Hop? I know Rashida and Kirk's still there. Speaking of Rashida and Kirk, I saw that they did an interview with Carlos King this week. I was going to watch that interview so we could talk about it and let's get into the blogs. But when I saw that bitch was 2 hours, I said, oh, hell the fuck no. I'm not finna sit there for 30 minutes and watch no goddamn Kirk and Rashida. I be good goddamn hell the fuck no. What is their storyline? I know that they're going back and forth. I know that there's a lot of issue with like Yandy and Kirk and Rashida and Yandy. Then I know Scrappy's like all this. I don't know what's going on with Love and Hip Hop, but I do know it's some bullshit, right? Because I do watch Scotty's live when he reviews the show. What was this week? Was this week the mid like this? And that was another thing. Like I can't do them mid seasons. Like Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop do those mid seasons. Even like on they do it. I hate it. I hate those mid seasons. It's so stupid to me. But yeah, that's it with Carly. Carly, you gotta do better. You too fucking old. You too fucking old. Let's pause here and move on to the next story, you guys. All right, you guys, so let's talk about Tina Knowles. So I was on Instagram this past week, right? And I saw my friend from my hometown, Blair. I saw that he posted pictures of Mama Tina, so he did a photo shoot for her, right? I think she did an interview with People Magazine. So I know he did that photo. I know he was part of that photo shoot. Well, he was a photographer, so I was like, okay. And so then I clicked on, her book is out, right? Now, I have not read her book, but I think I do want to read her book, right? Like, I do want to get back into reading books. Like, I used to love to read books. Like I've said before, when I was in elementary school, baby, I was a book nerd. Like, I would read a book. I would read books, right? But as an adult, I don't really read them. And I'm thinking, so this is just me talking out loud to you guys. So I'm thinking about doing a Patreon. Well, I have a Patreon. I just have not gone active with my Patreon. But I'm thinking going into the summer, like going around my birthday, which is July 16th, I'm thinking go around my birthday to go live with the Patreon, right? So in the Patreon, we could do like some live reactions to like Beyond the Gates, Raising Canaan, Baddies, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Potomac, all the shows that I watch. We can do live reactions, power book stuff. I think we can do live reactions to that, right? On top of that, the live reactions, then on top of that, do actual reaction videos to like old shows like Bad Girls Club, For the Love of Ray J, I Love New York, previous seasons of the Braxton Family Values, R&B Divas, do stuff like that, right? And also react to movies, horror movies, comedies, things of that nature. And then at the same time, do some book, do like do a mini book club, right? Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. And I would, for the sake of my audience, I really wouldn't want to charge you guys that much. I'm thinking keep it simple, right? Like maybe $5.99. I could go lower than that, but it's a starting point right now. But let me know how you guys will feel about that. And I don't know what the hell we were talking about. Oh, Tina Knowles. Tina. So her book came out, right? Again, like I said, I do want to read her book, And I think if I do the book club, that would be the first book that I read, depending on how many pages in that book. Because I don't want to, it's so interesting. My grandmother, my mom, and I have a cousin. They love to read books more than I do, right? And like my cousin, this girl can read a book, and my mom, my grandmother, and my cousin, they can read them big, thick ass book that got thousands of pages in like a week. Actually, my cousin can read a book in a day, cause she would just sit and just read that book, read, flip, flip, flip. I'd be like, damn, bitch. Okay. But yeah, Tina's book is out. If anybody's read the book, please let me know if you guys have read it and, so far, and what you guys think about it. And also, Tina revealed in the book, and I also saw the interview where she did it, where she revealed that she had stage 1 breast cancer. I was like, oh, wow. And I'm glad that, she's beat it, right? Because she during COVID, you guys remember, we weren't really going places during COVID. So at that time, she didn't get it done. She didn't get her mammogram done, but she has since gone and got it done, and that's when they found it. So I'm glad that they found it early. So to my women out there, especially if you're at a certain age, I don't know what age it is that they say women should get mammograms, but if you're at that age range where it's time to get your mammograms done, right? We want you ladies to be here with us, especially my black women. Black women, definitely, but won't all women here, but my black women more specifically, right? So that's it for Tina. Let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys, so the next few stories that we got, these are kind of small stories. You know what? Let's put this story in here, right now. This Kanye West thing. Let's talk about it, because I don't want to say that to the end, because I swear to God, I don't want to say that to the end. Kanye fucking West. The problem, I have so many problems when it comes to Kanye, because sometimes I feel like he does things for people to talk about him like we're doing now and for attention. So Kanye, honestly, I feel like a lot of shit he does is for shock value, right? He talked about Jay-Z and Beyonce's son, called him the R word, right? He's paraded that lady that he's with around half fucking naked. Ain't half. Did I say half naked? That lady's always fucking naked. He parades that lady around naked, right? He says the most outlandish shit, right? He was wearing that stupid ass MAGA hat at one point. Somebody gave him superpowers. What else has he done? That fucking cult of a church that he had, right? Like, there's so much shit with Kanye. So now the newest thing with Kanye is he put out that him and his cousin, when he was younger, he said he sucked his cousin's dick from the age of, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember and I don't want to pull that shit up. Like, I'm just, again, paraphrasing, from 12 to 17. Again, paraphrasing. If that ain't correct, I'm not trying to be correct when it comes down to him. But I really want him to sit down with a therapist, because that's what Kanye needs, is a fucking therapist. He needs a therapist, he needs a psychiatrist, he needs a psychologist, he needs something. Why do you have to put it on social media? Kind of like how I feel about Shannon Sharpe. This whole shit with Shannon Sharpe. Take us out the group chat. Take us out the group chat, right? Please and thank you. And Kanye West, please take us out of the fucking group text. Like, what the fuck? So I'm finna read this, you guys. It says, this song is called Cousins, about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for unaliving a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was six, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Yi, and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14. Why do we need to know that, Kanye? Like, for real. Why do we need to know that shit? Go sit on somebody's couch. Go to a psychiatrist. Go to a therapist. Go to somebody. Go to your primary care physician and ask them to up your fucking medication. But why do we need to know this shit? I just don't know why we need to know this. But okay, Kanye. Okay. Like I said, I think some things he does just for shock value. and I could do without it. But hey, let me know what you guys think. We'll go ahead and move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So the last two stories, well, three. It's three stories, and they're gonna be real quick to get through. The first one is rest in peace to the Pope. So the Pope died on Easter Sunday. Now, mind you, they said he was out doing some stuff on Easter Sunday, and then he died. Wow. Rest in peace to him. Also, in some news that I just found out. Now, you guys know we do the BET Awards every single year. And this year will be no exception, unfortunately. But I don't want to do the BET. I swear I don't want to do the BET Awards after I found out who the hell was hosting it. So, guess who's hosting the BET Awards this June, right? The BET Awards is always in June, and it's always like the last week of June. It's always like the last week of June before going into the 4th of July. Because I know it's always the last week because it's Juneteenth weekend. When we have Juneteenth, then it's the week after Juneteenth. So it should be, again, like I said, the last week of June. So it should be the last Sunday of June. So I'm assuming it'll probably end up being the 22nd or the 29th of June. One of the two. It's either 22nd or the 29th. Now, it's somewhere in that area. It could be the 15th, Father's Day, but I doubt it. But like I said, it's always the end of June. Did I tell you guys who the host was? I have not. So the host for this year's the 2025 BET Awards, Kevin Hart. I was like, oh, why? Girl, why? Girl, no. If y'all are interested in seeing Kevin Hart, let me know. How y'all feel about that? Tell me how you feel about that, and we're going to wrap it up, you guys. So the last thing that we're going to talk about is y'all's favorite president. I'm not being facetious because I know he ain't y'all's favorite president because he's not my favorite president, right? So they are going to start back up with the student loans again. Mind you, I ain't thought about a student loan in the last 5 fucking years since the pandemic. Oh, God. I ain't thought about a student loan since the pandemic. And even, if we're being honest, really, yeah, longer than that, right? Because there was a point where I wasn't working, so I couldn't pay my student loans. So if you're in default, you guys might want to look into, because they're looking at garnishing people's wages, right? So if you guys are in default, then call your lender, see what kind of, payment plan you can work out with them. If your loans weren't forgiven, from the Biden administration, I still cannot believe some of y'all motherfuckers re-elected this man. Why? I saw before I came on here that Candace Owens was talking about him, basically trying to distance herself from him. Like, nah, we're going to push you right back towards that motherfucker because, I would love for my YouTube channel is actually growing, right? But I would love for it to grow exponentially higher than what it is. But the one thing that I would never do is grift off of that man. I don't understand how anybody that is black, because it's a grift. Let's be real. Anybody that you see, like your Officer Brandon Tatum's, right? Your Candace Owens, your the Hodge twins, right? Whoever else you can think of, it's a fucking grift. They see a money grab and they're running with it. And I couldn't do it. There's no way I could ever do some shit like that. But hey, if they like it, I love it. Which I really don't. But hey, if they do, then I do. But yeah, you guys, that's all we got this week. Be sure to like the video, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Turn your post notifications and share the video, you guys. Y'all know we do this every single week. Same time, same place, same channel. Now, I don't know when you guys are going to see this, but you guys remember the times. 10 a.m. on 10 a.m. on Friday morning. If you don't see it then, 4:30 on Friday. 4:30 p.m. 4:30 p.m. on Friday, right? If you don't see it at 4:30 on Friday, you will see it at 10 a.m. or 10:30 on Saturday. But yeah, you guys, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Do I have anything planned for this weekend? There is they're having a little thing over here by my apartment, so I may go check that out this weekend. But yeah, you guys, hopefully you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you guys in the next video. So this weekend, I have to reach out to Really B to see what day she wants to do Beyond the Gates, because you guys know she's going to Atlanta for the Boss Baby Award. So we gonna wish her and Scotty and Chef Don Don. Who else is nominated? Bondi Blue. We gonna wish them all good. We gonna wish them well. And so this weekend, what do we have this weekend? We have Love After Lockup, the Never Ever Mets. You guys know. So unfortunately, Shade in the City, they didn't do the Never Ever Mets last weekend. So they asked me if I would be willing to join this weekend, and I said yes. So just need to find out what time they're gonna do that on Sunday, and we can work that out. So yeah, you guys, I think that's all we got this weekend. Beyond the Gates, Love After Lockup, the Never Ever Mets. Raising Canaan isn't on tonight. Oh, Chasing Dallas. I got to get back to that this weekend, some point this weekend. Probably use, not Raising Canaan, but Chasing Dallas. You'll probably see that Saturday. That's the goal, is Saturday. But yeah, you guys, I will see you guys in the next one. As always, again, you guys stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And I don't know how long this video is. I think this is like almost an hour. Woo, Jesus. To edit this video. Bye, y'all.